when we're describing the house of God, the household of God, the people of God, the nation that God has chosen, we'll refer to Israel. Because Israel is the seed that came from Isaac, who was the seed of promise. However, what Messiah begins to teach is that though you are in the house, if you are a servant, you won't abide forever. In other words, brothers and sisters, you can be born into the household of Israel according to the flesh. But if you serve another master, you will be cast out. And Yeshua was dealing with a people in that day. There can be much discussion with regards to Jews today. There was no confusion in those days who were the Jews. John is describing who the Jews were. Yeshua is in the midst of them, teaching them at the temple. And he is describing, if you believe in me, you have to continue in my word. Because if you continue in my word, you'll learn from me. You'll be a disciple. And the truth that will be revealed to you is going to make you free. But when they start pressing against his message with regards to them being Abraham's seed, he has to let them know. There were things that Abraham did which you are not doing. There were things which Moses taught, which you claim to believe, which you are not doing. And he describes Abraham, Isaac, Israel, the prophets will sit in the kingdom, as well as people from the north, south, east, and west, but the children of the kingdom will be cast out. And it's not because Father has forgotten his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Israel. It's because in his covenant, he tells the people, if you keep my covenant, I'm going to bless, I'm going to prosper, I'm going to enrich, I'm going to do tremendous things for you. But if you violate my covenant, you can be cut off. And so Messiah was dealing with a people who he was trying to free. He was sent unto them for the purpose of them being made free. All the while, when he's describing his freedom and telling them how to be made free, their boast is, we've never been enslaved. How can you tell us to be free when we've been enslaved to no man? The freedom Messiah is speaking about, which they needed to embrace through the continuation of his word, is a freedom from sin and unrighteousness. In other words, he's telling the Jews, as well as the Galileans, as well as the Samaritans, and as well as those of the region surrounding, they needed to repent. And what they need to repent from is all of this additional stuff that they are adding to and taking away from the word and giving place to fulfill the lust of their flesh. He answered, Verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is the servant of sin. In other words, brothers and sisters, there were people who were claiming to be free, all the while they were servants of sin. Sinners at the temple. Sinners at the temple, leading the temple, have officers and guards, and have authority and considered to be rulers over the nation, and therefore the nation itself was draped in sin. And the servant abideth not in the house forever, but the son abideth forever. So now the transition needs to be, you need to come out of this place of being a servant to sin and unrighteousness, and you need to transition to being a son. Because if you're a son and he is your father, then the house is yours. This is your house. But if you're a servant, though you may abide in the house, you won't be abiding in the house forever.